Hi everyone, this is David of Child with Books of Child, and today we are reading The 100 Simple Secrets of Successful People by David Niven Ph.D. Today we are reading chapter 84, Be Honest for Your Future. Now this is a bit of a tough chapter for some people, depends on where you are in your life. But in the introduction states essentially by lying to ourselves about our goals, it's like paying off a loan but taking out an even bigger loan, because essentially by not accurately or not being honest about your future potential, you are also postponing taking proper action in achieving your goals, which will make getting there even more difficult in the future because you're getting less time to actually achieve a realistic goal. So it's not good for you. It's going to bite you real bad in the future if you don't act honestly about your future from the very start. Now, the story they have is about a soap maker who accidentally had a bad recipe for soap, messed it up, and decided to sell, well, store-bought soap with their own branding. So essentially being false about the advertising. And eventually they closed down the business because it simply wasn't correct. They're happy about doing it rather than having continued because it was a deception, so they were not being honest. So it's hard to say how that one properly clues into the lesson, but essentially, they wouldn't have been happy about going forward without doing it the way they should have, or honestly would have. Now, the case study or the research at the end by Ingram in 1998 states that people who consider their careers to have been successful are 81% less likely to have exaggerated their career plans when they were younger. Now, I think when you're young it is harder to actually take this one into account because it's that ratio. Essentially, it's the ratio of how much time you have left versus how much time you have spent. And that ratio is always shifting against you. Now, you don't know how long you'll live, so you don't know when, at what point those actually trade places, at what point the time you have spent exceeds the time you have left. You simply don't know. And that means you have to take a proactive stance on being honest about your future, especially methodically. Something I'm personally paying for is I didn't do enough physical activity, sports, exercise at a younger age, and I actually realized if I don't start doing it with the time left, there's a point in your life where physically you can't really build anymore. You just prepare yourself for a slow decline, and I need to do the building, so I'm paying for that now, essentially having to do a catch up, or at least take it a lot more seriously than I did before. So I can't have other things get in the way like I allowed in the past. It goes on. Socrates actually had a quote for it, because I actually like this quote so much I went and looked it up. It is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable. Now, I'd say that's my case simply because I didn't do that development in my younger years, so I'm going to pay for that if I don't address it real fast. Now, that's just me, and that's just in one area. Everybody will probably have an area like that, something, whether it be family, social, financial, where you are getting a home, where you are getting a business, whichever goal you have in life. One of them will likely have this problem. If they don't, good for you. If you've completely planned it out properly, that's excellent, as the book advises, but more likely than not, in my opinion, there's got to be some area that you always have, an area that you can polish out and get up to spec. So yeah, it's good to do that introspection and know, so that you don't pay the price later, or, and that's even worse, so that you don't get to a point where you can't even pay that price, where it's done, where you can't reverse it. You've spent the resources, you spent the time, and you haven't achieved the result, and you'll never achieve the result. That's even the worst case. So that's why it's good to be proactive on that and be honest, Set a goal and work to achieve it rather than thinking, oh, it'll happen someday, getting to that point of no return and realizing, oh man, I will never achieve that. And I could have, had I just taken it more seriously a little while back. So yeah, it can be quite unpleasant, but it'll be even more unpleasant at the end when you realize, oh man, I failed. I can't turn it around. So very important to be proactive on that one and be honest. So yeah, that's been chapter 84 of the 100 Simple Secrets of Successful People by David Niven Ph.D. I hope you had a good day. I hope you have an even better day after hearing this, and I'll see you in the next chapter of this wonderful little book. This has been Edward of Chide with Books of Chide, and thank you very much and have a good day. Bye bye.